Master, we're ready.
Okay, thank you. I'll give everyone a chance to catch a breath. Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you all for coming to join our guanyin Dharma Assembly. Today we're celebrating her birthday, so I'm glad you're here. First of all, we are conducting the ceremony from Gold Forest. I'd like to apologize, a little bit smaller than we'd like it to be, but it's because we're supposed to do it at Dharma Church Temple today, but I'm told I cannot go there. They said, you can't go there. We don't allow you to go there. So it's, I heard that it's because they are preparing to build the altar for the new altar for the 3 statues that are supposed to be arriving this week at the Oakland port. But maybe it's worth the hassle and the inconvenience. I apologize for that, but I'm very glad that so many of you showed up. Quite a few people here, and all the way places, and here, I don't know about the other way places. Here, the women chanted very well. Really? Are they Vietnamese or Chinese people here today? Usually, I remember when we first started at Lu Mountain Temple years ago, 17 years ago, it took about a year or so before the women could chant. It was a year of atrocious chanting. Now you chant so well. And I'm also surprised as well that Sangwok Sunim sounds so much better. Didn't she? And when I become enlightened, I like to sound like that too. You know, I'm really tickled pink. Oh, it's so good. I remember when Sangwok Sunim first came from Korea, her voice very timid and very weak. It's still timid, but it's no longer weak. But it has strength now. It has substance. It has warmth. Maybe she's becoming kinder, more compassionate. We don't know. Still the same old timid nun. Anyway, that's nice to see because that's what we try to do. We try to do first, as in my master's tradition, we cultivate from the root up, from the core out. So you build the Kung Fu first, the Samadhi first, and then we'll work on our skills and enhance our skills. So Sangwok Sunim's voice reflected quite a big increase in the Samadhi power. I'm very pleased about that. And that's in the Chan world. It's called, thank you, it's called substance. You first build a substance, and from the substance, when you have the substance, then you use the substance for benefiting others. So I hope that you will all continue to improve in your ceremony skills, and because that's important for many people. That's a major part of their spiritual practices. So I hope that the abbots and the vice abbots will make sure that every time we have a ceremony, that we have the proper team to do the ceremony, competent team to do the ceremony, and transmit it properly to the other way places. Because as we have more way places, I travel a lot, so I usually plan to bring along the ceremony team with me everywhere I go, so that we can broadcast the ceremonies back to the way places, so that we can all cultivate together. Well, and so pay attention to make sure that we have the proper people and to do the ceremonies. And you, monks and nuns, should also understand that that's our jobs as well, to learn to be better at doing ceremonies. Okay? Because you've been trained on your samadhi power first, but it's useless unless you apply it towards serving the Great Assembly. Okay? All right. Some announcement as well. I thought because today is guanyin birthday, so after lunch, we will, about 12 or so, we will start doing a short bowing session from 12 to 12:20. Okay? So to create more affinities with the Bodhisattva. So I hope you have time. You will want to participate in this bowing session. And then from 12:30 to 2:30, we will have the sutra lectures, the usual sutra lectures. And then there is a refuge and precepts transmission today, right? What time? Is it 4 or 3:30? Why do you have to wait for an hour? People are busy. What's the reason for making people wait for another hour? 4 p.m.? Okay. 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 Well, it's important they come back, right? Yeah. Okay. I think we should consider moving it up so that people can be done with it and go shopping or take the kids to the park or go eat or something, barbecue or something. Okay. So be more considerate of people's time. All right. Anyone has any questions or comments? We are organizing. We are growing probably faster than we'd like to. We want to, but we will not refuse it. Yes, 6.
A Di Đà Phật. Dạ thưa thầy, chúng con xin đại diện cho đại chúng, xin thầy từ bi chỉ cho chúng con cái cách khi mà tán tụng lấy hơi bụng cho đúng, là bởi vì con cũng nghe phải lấy từ hơi bụng, thì nguyên cái buổi sáng nay á, thì con cũng lấy hơi bụng nhưng có lẽ là không có đúng kỹ thuật, cho nên con bị đau nguyên cái rúng và nó kéo qua bên hông luôn. Xin thầy dạy cho chúng con cái cách lấy hơi cho đúng. A Di Đà Phật.
Amitabha, Master, I would like to represent all, the Great Assembly to ask Master for the instruction how to breathe properly, to chant. I know that we take the air, go down to our navel. So I tried that this morning, and I'm trying to take the air all the way down to my navel. Somehow, my navel, my stomach, get hurt, and it spread to the side as well. So, Master, please teach us how to properly inhale for the chanting ceremony.
I've never trained to chant either, so I don't know. Anyone knows how to chant? How to project your voice? Basically, when you chant, you want to inhale all the way down to your navel. You contemplate, when you breathe all the way down. Because normally, during the day at work, during normal days, you have stress, you're under pressure, so you tend to breathe more shallow. Okay, naturally, when people are stressed out, you see that when they breathe, they stop at around the lungs level, the diaphragm level. That's all. So when you chant at the temple, you should learn to inhale all the way down to your navel. You contemplate that. You inhale and you contemplate the air going down all the way down to the navel. Okay, and then when you chant, that's when you eject from the navel up. Okay, so and then you can use we taught to contemplate the skull as resonating in the skull. I resonate the entire body. I use from my belly up to my head as a chamber to reverberate the sound. Okay, so the more area you use, the more resonance you're gonna have. Okay, number one. Number two, you're straining too much. You're not supposed to strain that much. It hurts because you're straining too much. Okay, you simply inhale when you get full. Naturally inhale when the belly is full of air, and you exhale. That's all. And the secret to reciting longer is not to think. When you think, your breath becomes shorter. When you don't think, you can chant for a long, long time with one breath. Okay? And so that's what Xin, for example, I was teaching her how to chant last night. And I noticed, I haven't told her yet, that she still thinks too much. That's why the breath is very short. When your mind is thinking, okay, the breath is very short. When you stop thinking, you can last a lot longer. You can make a much longer sound. That's the secret for the chanting. That's why in the old times, the Chinese chanting masters, they could chant like a praise 2 or 3 lines at a time. We can barely do 1 line, they can do 2 or 3 lines because they don't think at all. Not because their samadhi level is higher than ours. That guy that I heard, he did about 2 or 3 lines. The Amitabha praise, he could do like 2 lines or 3 lines, 1 breath. Okay, and it's because he doesn't think. His samadhi level is not that high. It's lower than Samvuk Sunim's. From the sound, I could tell his samadhi level is not very high, but he can chant for very long because he stopped thinking. That's the secret. Okay, don't strain it. And another thing, and final thing, is that when you chant, especially, for example, when you do a 4-chi or guanyin chi and so forth, recite the Buddha's name, okay? You inhale all the way, okay? As you exhale, try to recite the phrase in 1 breath or more. Recite 1 or more phrases in 1 breath, and you recite until you're out of breath. So until you empty your lungs, okay? So you're expelling a lot of offenses, retributions, along with that as well. So that's what I was taught. Okay, that is, you say, 阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛, until your last breath is all out. Then you inhale again. Okay? Or when you circumambulate, you want to recite longer and longer and longer until you're out of breath. And you inhale very deeply, and you do it again. Okay? The key here, for example, when you recite the Buddha's name, when you circumambulate, you should be able to recite one breath only, very slowly. Okay, and at the end of the recitation, end of the Buddha's name, you exhale completely. You empty your lungs, you empty everything. Okay, it's going to help you tremendously. Okay, that's all I know. Anyone else has better suggestions? We need to learn from the pros. I hope that we have more Sanghas who are interested in learning how to chant better, and so that we can do better ceremonies and add more ceremonies. I'm interested in doing many more ceremonies, such as Emperor Liang repentance, other repentances, and so forth. Okay. Any other questions or suggestions? Okay. Well, if there's nothing to talk about, we can. Yes.
Master, among the 12 vows of guanyin, the first one is always stay at the South Sea. I'm wondering why that's the most important or the first vow. And also the location, South Sea and the Putuoshan, are those places really, are they in India or are they in China, or there's not really one place? It's just more like it's beyond the location. Thank you.
Oh, good Lord. That's the first time in my career where someone asked me a question, I have no idea what she's asking about. Putuoshan. Putuoshan, I believe, is in the South China Sea, no? Southern part of China.
It's near Shanghai.
Is it north?
It's near Shanghai.
Near Shanghai, so it's
Yeah.
the northern part of it. I have never been there. Don't plan to go there either.
I saw there's also a location in India that matches that. Or when this was spoken, it was...
This is a Chinese ceremony. I'm not sure it's from India, The Chinese ceremony is far better than the Indian ceremonies or any other ceremony. I believe because it was invented by the Bodhisattvas. So I think that was done by the Chinese people, the chanting we do. So I really don't know about Putuoshan or the South Seas and so forth. I have a disciple who is a professor in geography. Too bad I don't know much. Can we ask her to do some research because she's a geography specialist? I don't know. I hate geography, by the way. God, I was so impressed. I saw someone who finally specialized in geography. My weakest point, my biggest weakness is geography. I hate it. Okay, I like to travel if I could, but geography, forget it. I travel for food, not for geography. Okay. So the vow in the South Sea and Putuoshan, I really don't know. I really don't know. I have no clues whatsoever. There must be a reason. Maybe we can do some research on that. the Chinese group can do some research and share with us the findings, okay, next time. Is it okay? I'm sorry, I can't help, not today. Anyone else? We have a lot of guanyin bodhisattva assemblies per year, like 3 or 4. I think we celebrate all 4 guanyin major events: the birthday, the living a home life, become enlightened, and death. Or she didn't die at all? Thank Lord. What's the 4th one? Nirvana, enlightenment, living home life, and birth. So that's 4. Okay, no death. So birthday, birth date, living a home life, which is the other birthday, if you will. Okay, that's a different life. When you become a left home person, you start in a different kind of life, and enlightenment, and what was that again? Entering nirvana is not death. Okay, and so those four dharma assemblies, and this one here is the birthday, and it kinds of should remind us that she came here for a reason. She came here to work. That's a difference between her and us. She came here to help living beings. She came here and have a meaningful life. Whereas us living beings, we came here because of the karmic forces that pulled us over here to pay off our debts or collect our debts to others. Whereas Guanyin Bodhisattva came here in order to help living beings. And I'm very grateful for that because it reminds me that when I look back on my life, I feel that for most of my life so far, it has been pretty nonsense, pretty meaningless. And it's because my life was about benefiting myself, and maybe my family second, okay? And which is a poor way of living. No one ever told me of all the schools I went to, all the parents and teachers I talked to, the elders I talked to, no one ever told me about this thing. Now I find it to be important. That is, life, we're here because it's for a purpose. Life must have meaning. You simply don't want to waste it. Okay? And this week here, one of the lessons I learned this week here is at the 6th page chart. Once in his Dharma assemblies, he looked at his students and said, "Whoa, so many of you have substance, great substance, but not great function." So it's a certification that many of his students have so much potential, have realized their potential, they're enlightened. Okay, and I can have a similar thing. I see that many of you have so much potential, you have great potential. Okay, some of you have achieved great substance already. Okay, and still have to work on your great functions. But I also see quite a few of you who have great potential, meaning that you have so much potential that I hope I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you, don't waste it. Don't waste the chance. Okay? Don't waste your life because you are supposed to be able to do great things, big things with your life. Okay? Not just the small things. That's all. I noticed that quite a few, you are very special. Huh? Mwah! So please be reminded of that. We are here. Just when the first part of my life, I followed what everyone else was telling me I was supposed to be doing. Find success, make money, and be happy, and so forth. It's all nonsense. Until I found my late teacher, who taught me and helped me overcome my severe mental illnesses. I'm very manic and was very depressed, okay? And found meaning in my life and find joy in every day. Yeah. So, and that's what happens when you have meaning in your life. You do what you're supposed to do. When I was doing worldly things, I dabbled into everything, but really never really excelled at all at anything. And that's really a very fit description of the monks and nuns, by the way. We don't excel at really any worldly things, but we know everything. We touch everything. A little bit of remodeling, a little bit of sales, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of accounting, finance, operations, project management, programming, everything, chanting, and so forth. And so that's why, to me, that makes life colorful, interesting, that we can grow in so many directions and we have so many interests, and all for the sake of helping others. So I hope you open your heart and maybe one day wake up and realize that we all here because I believe almost the overwhelming majority of us have practiced before together for a long, long time. That's why we're here again, okay, practicing. And not just practicing, but practicing Mahayana and guanyin bodhisattvas, dharmas, and so forth. And so it is a privilege to do it again with you. And that's make the best of it. Okay. We're not trying to be famous. We're not trying to make waves in very small ways. We remain humble, remain very modest, and try our best to benefit our families, benefit whoever we come in contact with. That's all. Okay. Very simple. All right. Anything I'm missing? Yes?
Wow. I just want to explain about the refuge times. I think at one point it was too early for the people overseas, like in China or Portugal, to participate. That's why we moved it to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think now they bump up 1 hour, so it's 7:30 a.m. in China for people who wanted to take refuge online. So now every time we take refuge, it's a global participant.
A global event. Wow. We're becoming that.
Not just people
cool.
at the temple in the U.S.
Truly international refuge ceremony. Okay, so it's at 4 this afternoon. Okay, fine. So, very good. Again, thank you all for coming. We take a short break and come back and do the lunch offering and medicine master transference. Okay, thank you.